The Dream SMP is turning 1 year old on April 25th, and oh boy, within that year so much has changed. Dream has recently hit 20 million subscribers, making him one of the biggest creators on the platform. TommyInnit has gone from 250,000 subscribers to 7 million, and Technoblade has made a total of 12 videos. But more importantly, so much has happened on the server within this time as well, with a whole storyline being created that has enraptured and enthralled masses of fans. But with all that has happened, it's difficult to keep track of all the lore, especially if you're new to the fandom. So within this video, I'm going to recap everything that has happened on the Dream SMP in the last year. And trust me, that's a lot, which is why I quickly need to finish this intro and start the video. So let's jump into it. But first, let me know your favourite moment on the Dream SMP so far. And whilst you're down there, please subscribe, it would mean the world to me. Anyway, I've wasted enough time, so let's get on with the recap. On the 25th of April 2020, Dream set up a Minecraft server along with George Not Found to play the new 1.16 update, along with their friends such as Sapnap, Bad Boy Halo, Callahan, Awesome Dude, Alyssa and Ponk. And that's it. The server was originally just that, a survival server for a few close friends to play on. However, that all changed when TommyInnit attacked. On July 4th, 2020, a few months after the creation of the server, TommyInnit joined for the first time, after being invited by a Dream, who then proceeded to repeatedly kill Tommy, shadowing what would come in the future. This was the start of something huge. Tommy's best friend Tubbo was also invited to the server at this time, and together they would wage war against Dream for the first big event in the server's history, the Disc War. This event was huge, with Tommy and Tubbo eventually coming out as winners, getting back Tommy's precious discs. During this period, many others also joined the server, as it sparked to life once again, with new members such as Fundy, Puns, Purpled, Wilbur, Skeppy and Eric joining, as well as Jay Schlatt, who was the first person to get banned on the server as well, after he was added by Sapnap without Dream being asked first. With Wilbur's introduction, the Dream SMP would change forever, as he would perfectly craft a story to rival TV shows and movies that would fascinate millions of fans. However, this incredible story started with a van. It was one of the many bits on the server, a van and some potions that Tommy and Wilbur planned to sell to the many members of the server. However, this was stopped by Sapnap, so Wilbur decided to create his own server, within a server, a new nation, L'Manberg. Joined by Tommy, Tubbo, Eric and his new son Fundy, yeah, the lore gets weird sometimes, Wilbur forged L'Manberg. However, this act would anger Dream, who in return would declare war on the new nation. The L'Manberg revolution would go down as one of the bloodiest in the history of the server. Originally, L'Manberg seemed to have the upper hand. However, all this would change when Eric betrayed his friends, trapping them in a box where they all died, losing their first canon lives. Canon lives are a thing, people only have 3 and sometimes they are confusing, but yeah, I will note down when a person of importance loses one. Despite this devastating loss, TommyInnit did not lose hope, challenging Dream to a 1v1 duel to the death, which he would lose, resulting in him losing his second canon life in only a few minutes. However, Tommy had one final trick up his sleeve, offering Dream his beloved music discs in exchange for L'Manberg becoming a free country. And with that, the world was turned upside down. L'Manberg was free. Next came calm on the Dream SMP. Without the war, not much happened, and I say not much because small wars still broke out, such as the Pet War, where Sapnap began a murdering spree of many of the pets on the server, and the Railway Skirmish, in which Tommy and Dream would yet again come to blows after Tommy hit Dream with a train. Yes, this happened. As well as new people being added, such as Jack Manifold, Nicky, Carl Jacobs and Quackity. Next comes the election arc. With the L'Manberg citizens running wild, Wilbur, the current president, decides to hold an official election to try and gain back control. However, despite looking like the only candidate, Quackity put himself forward to be president, hoping to change L'Manberg's European citizen law, and so started the presidential election between Swag 2020 and POG 2020. After weeks of campaigning, on the final day Wilbur and his vice president, TommyInnit, pulled out their trump card, pun intended, of JSTAT, who had been unbanned on the server. However, this horrifically backfired, as JSTAT ran for president of his own party, who is then backed by Quackity and Swag 2020 party. And that leads us to the day of the election. Weeks of campaigning, thousands of votes, and the winner is Wilbur Soot and the POG 2020 party. However, the combined votes of Quackity and JSTAT meant that JSTAT was the true president of L'Manberg, and for his first act as president, he revoked the citizenship of Wilbur Soot and TommyInnit, effectively making them outlaws as they get chased out of the new nation, renamed Manberg. Wilbur is killed in the process of this escape, losing his second canon life. Schlatt's leadership would bring on huge changes for the server, and for L'Manberg. However, Wilbur and Tommy did have a trick up their sleeve, as Technoblade joins the server for the first time, joining them as outlaws as they create the tiny faction of Pogtopia. Within this time, other members such as H-Bomb and Antfrost would also join the server as well. Many huge conflicts would happen between Pogtopia and Manberg, with many choosing Pogtopia's side, like Tubbo, Nikki, and also surprisingly Dream. The first major event during this time was the Pet War 2, where Sapnap killed Tommy's pet cow, Henry. This would create a 2-hour-long conflict between Sapnap, along with Antfrost, Skeppy, Bad Boy Hello, and Puns, versus TommyInnit, Technoblade, and Dream. The first and only time these three have teamed up. Oh, and Nikki was there too. However, this event was nothing in comparison to the Manberg Festival. As a way of celebrating the new nation, JSTAT set up the Manberg Festival, inviting everyone on the server except Tommy and Wilbur. However, along with the help of Tubbo, they managed to sneak in anyway, also managing to rig the stage to explode in an attempt to kill JSTAT once and for all. However, in a cruel twist of fate, JSTAT saw this plan coming, and instead forces Technoblade to kill Tubbo, taking Tubbo's second canon life. However, this event sways many people's opinion on Slat, with many people joining Pogtopia, including Quackity. However, things weren't good in Pogtopia either, because of what happened with Technoblade at the festival. Despite this, Pogtopia finally joins together to take on Manberg, which at this point is pretty much Slat on his own. However, before they do, Dream tells them that he's now on Slat's side after being offered the most powerful item on the server, also warning them of a traitor among them. And that leads perfectly to the day of reckoning. The Pogtopia crew meet up, comprised of Tommy, Techno, Tubbo, Wilbur, Quackity, Nikki, Fundy, and Eric, with Technoblade supplying them with armour and weapons before the fight. They head to Manberg, and a battle takes place between them and Dream's small army, which the Pogtopia citizens win, as Dream leads them to the caravan, where it all started, where Schlatt is hiding. After a small conversation, it becomes clear that Schlatt is both ill and drunk, and before they can kill him, a heart attack does so before them. The battle is won, but all is not what it seems. You see, as Tubbo is made president of the new L'Manberg, Technoblade, who's been anti-government this whole time, decides that enough is enough, and launches 2 withers on everyone in an attempt to destroy L'Manberg. However, whilst this happens, Wilbur, disillusioned with all that's gone on, goes to a control room that he made with the intention to blow up L'Manberg. However, Filzer, Wilbur's canonical father, is waiting for him there and attempts to stop him. However, with the famous line, "It was never meant to be," Wilbur blows up L'Manberg before having his final life taken away from him by Filzer. L'Manberg is destroyed and nothing will ever be the same again. As well as Filzer, Con Eats Pants and Captain Puffy also joined the server with this event. And that's the end of Season 1. Yep, that's right, only Season 1. All that in one season. I know, madness. But with that said, let's head on to Season 2. In Season 2 we see the creation of New L'Manberg as it is completely rebuilt from the crater upwards by Tubbo, Fundy, Filzer and Quackity, as well as a mysterious spirit, simply known as Ghostba, who is apparently the reincarnation of Wilbur himself. However, Ghostba has very little memories of the server and its history. Technoblade is now living in exile and all seems at peace. That is until Tommy and another mysterious new player called Ranboo burn down George Not Found's house, causing great dismay to Dream, who lashes out at L'Manberg, as revenge giving them the ultimatum of exiling Tommy or L'Manberg forever being encased by Obsidian. Tubbo decides this via public vote, which goes the way of exile, and with that, Tommy is escorted by Dream far away. During the exile arc, Tommy is maliciously manipulated by Dream, who makes him believe that he's completely alone, and that Dream, once his enemy, is now his one and only friend. This manipulation is horrific, with Dream completely getting rid of any of Tommy's contacts, including Ranboo and Ghostba, who had been there for him during this time. Also during this time, Technoblade, now living alone, is ambushed by members of the New L'Manberg, calling themselves the Butcher Army. They manage to capture him after threatening his horse Carl, and then attempt to execute the blade, only for him to survive miraculously via the use of a totem. Meanwhile, Ranboo, the strange new person to the server, has been having hallucinations of Dream, and has been slowly discovering new powers unseen before. As well as this, a mysterious egg appears on the server that has major effects on many of the members, particularly members of the Badlands such as Bad Boy Halo, Skeppy and Antfrost. Meanwhile, back with Tommy, he has been driven to the point of madness due to his loneliness in exile. However, after an altercation with Dream, he realises that he's being manipulated this entire time, and runs away, coming across Technoblade, who he makes an uneasy alliance with, both attempting to achieve their own targets. Technoblade to destroy L'Manberg once and for all, and TommyInnit to get his disc back, and finally win against Dream. However, on the day of the new L'Manberg festival, everything goes wrong, when Tommy is blamed for the destruction of the community house. Tommy and Tubbo clash, yelling their frustrations at each other, before making up. However, them making up angers Technoblade, who feels like he's been betrayed by Tommy yet again, and he and Dream conduct a plan to destroy L'Manberg, which they do in the Doomsday event, which was a horrific event where the entirety of L'Manberg was destroyed. Also during this time we saw Vicstar and Laserbeam join the server. They didn't do much. Only a week later after the Doomsday event, we saw the final battle for the discs. Tommy and Tubbo set out to finally finish Dream once and for all, and get back the music discs. This journey led them across land and sea, to finally find Dream on top of an extreme mountain. A battle ensues, which Dream easily wins, leading Tommy and Tubbo to his secret chamber, where he's been collecting important items of the SMP, in an attempt to gain back control of the server. As well as this, he threatens to take Tubbo's final canon life. But before he can, Avengers style, many of the members of the Dream SMP come together to protect Tommy and Tubbo, as they discover the dark truth behind all of which Dream has done. And with that, Tommy takes away 2 of Dream's canon lives, before Dream tells him about the secret book given to him by J-Schlat, which holds the secret to resurrection. Because of this, Tommy allows Dream to be taken to the prison made by Awesome Dude that is said to be inescapable, as he believes that he can bring Wilbur back once and for all. And that's the end of Season 2. Obviously I must say a lot more has happened in this server that I can't fully expand upon, such as changes with the egg that has mind controlled many of the members on the server, such as the Badlands, which Captain Puffy has created her own storyline around. Ranboo has slowly been gaining more powers, such as the ability to pick up blocks with his raw hands. Despite this, however, he's still being haunted by Dream. And Carl Jacobs has made an amazing storyline based on his time travelling experiences, which has all sorts of mysteries surrounding it. As well as this, there's tons of other stuff happening on the server. But this finally leads us into Season 3, which is currently ongoing. Two more players were added to the server, Hannah XX Rose and Foolish Gamer. who have both already made major impacts on the server. However, the biggest event to happen on the server so far in Season 3 was the death and rebirth of TommyInnit. Tommy visits Dream within the prison for a final time, hoping to get rid of the memory of all that has happened. However, Tommy is locked within the prison when it is attacked by an unknown assailant. A few days after this event, and in the middle of a massive argument between the two, Dream kills Tommy, taking Tommy's final canon life, killing him forever. And when I say forever, I mean approximately 5 days, as Tommy is resurrected by Dream soon afterwards. When Dream uses the resurrection powers he learned from Schlatt's book, Tommy is freed soon after and begins to assemble a task force to monitor the prison and Dream, scared of what he learnt in the afterlife. And that's it, the first year on the server. I personally can't wait to see where the server goes and how all these stories come together. As I said before, there's so much happening on the Dream SMP, and I thoroughly urge you to research about it yourself if you're interested. With that being said, please like and subscribe. This has been my biggest video to date, and it would mean the world to me if you did. Also, comment down below your favourite memory from the past year. Finally, thanks for watching, and peace.